organized by the Industry Institute Partnership Cell. The first session will be conducted by the faculty coordinators of the Industry Institute Partnership Cell. The Industry Institute Partnership Cell endeavors to provide internship opportunities across all batches and final placement to the final year students in the field of law. The cell is headed by faculty members in coordination with supervising student volunteers who work enthusiastically throughout the year to guidance for networking and relationship building with prospective employers. With this, I welcome our faculty coordinators, Shireen Singh and Dr. Swati Srivastava, to enlighten us about the role of this cell and help us in our preparations for the upcoming recruitment drives.
Yeah, okay. I welcome you all on this IIPC cell. First of all, before starting the session or before letting you know the details of how the placement cell work, I would just like to tell you, or I would just like to share you that this is something where your whole effort or where your whole knowledge of practical and theoretical experience will be explored on the basis of that the internship or the placement will be shared with you and you will have an utmost appropriate opportunity to execute your excellence. So with this, I'll be sharing you the slide where we will be talking about the working which we are dealing with and how you need to get yourself registered and get yourself updated in this IIPC cell. So welcome you all once again. Let me share the slide with you. Wait for a minute. Yeah.
Did you get my question right? Because I'm asking that what are the prerequisites for a company to be called as a startup? The startup has a particular to that definition. What should be there
Okay.
in the company?
So I hope the slide is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, fine, good. So as you can see, this is industry, IIPC is Industry Institute Partnership Cell Orientation Program, both for BA and BBA LLB. Okay. So as you are the first year students, I would like to update you with the procedure. So for understanding the procedure, you need to understand the placement cell guidelines and the instructions which you need to follow. So basically, we will be focusing on while your registration procedure, that is your eligibility criteria, your registration steps, and the debarred policies. Also, we will be talking you about the selection procedures, which will include the job offers, and once the offer comes to you, that acceptance and declaration, how will this work in this IIPC cell. So let me start with the placement guidelines. So as you all know that Ms. Shireen Singh has shared with you a Google form where you need to do your registration. So basically the student should register their by their names by submitting the student's resume date sheet as just let me okay, just hold on, let me make it full, enter the full screen. Okay. So date sheet as per the prescribed format given by the Department of Placement Cell. Only those students who have registered are eligible to participate in the placement activity. So here we are talking about the form which is shared by you through IIPC cell. You need to fill that form as per the data required and then that needs to be submitted within a specific time allotted by IIPC cell. So those who are not registered is automatically understood that they don't want placement or they are not a part of IAPC cell. So students will be allowed to have a single job offer only. However, already placed students may also be allowed to appear for dream job only after all students are successfully placed once. Once a student bags a job offer from a dream company, will not be allowed to participate in any campus recruitment processes at all. Now, this means that while you will be in your process of your job selection and your internship selection, there will be on Teams, we will be sharing the name of the companies or the corporates or whatever, wherever you want to get placed. It will be shared with our IIPC cell where you have to get yourself registered. And once you have received or once you have been selected into any of the company, so there you have to join and you have to stick to that particular company for at least 3 months. And then because and after that you only dream you will be eligible for one dream job offer, like which you have aspired for or which has been shared by you with the company within that span of 3 months. Otherwise you cannot apply for any other company once you are placed with a particular company and you have joined it. So students will be informed about any campus drive through emails and through their ECCs will also be marked, and we will be sharing it on Teams also, so that in any case, if there is any lapse at any end, it will be there on Teams. So it is your responsibility to see the placement notice and to submit your own resume to the placement cell in a specific time. So students are eligible to apply first 5 companies which will be shared by the college. So if the student fails to get selected in the same, say suppose you have applied for 5 companies and you are not selected there, so then you will be going under an IIPC training cell for 2 weeks, and after that again you can appear for the another round of interview which will come to you. So top 13 companies will be shared with each student. Means every student is eligible for applying in 13 companies, which is shared by IIPC cell. And we expect that within this 13 companies, you will hit a job offer within that. And in any case, if it is not done, in any case, any student still remains unplaced after appearing for 13 companies offered by IIPC. Further opportunities will be given only after all the students are successfully placed. So suppose you have applied, we have shared 15 companies and you have applied in 13 and you are not selected. Uh, uh, Anybody, those who want to raise the question, please put it in chat box. It will be answered there. Okay. I hope Samarth, the doubt is clear. So after that, once it is done, and further opportunities will be given only after other students are placed successfully. Students attending campus interviews should adhere to the following instructions. So now, these are the instructions which you need to follow while you are attending the campus interview. Registration is mandatory to each choice of company under deadline, failure to which students will not be able to apply further. Because every company HR or every company's associate have a specific time in which they conduct interview. So we cannot let that form or let that entries open for long. So within the specific time shared, if you are interested, you need to apply it over there. If the time crosses and then you approach to your TPO, it won't work out. So resume should be formatted and approved by training coordinators. Photograph will be in formal dress code with decent background. This I'm going to show you in the upcoming slides, how you need to get your photographs done, what should be the dress code, what should be the style of standing or sitting, all that formal attires will be shared with you in the slide. So all students must be in formal uniform and keep their identity card with them at the time of placement drive. At the time of online interview, no students will appear in casual dress. Yes, of course, this is pretty understood. Strictly formal dress code to be followed in online interview. If found so, will be debarred immediately. Students will be blacklisted if he or she will be the candidate submit his or her willingness to participate in any on-campus or off-campus placement recruitment drive, thereby fails to present himself on the day of placement. Now, say suppose you have registered in a campus drive and then you are not approaching for interview or you are not reaching there at time. In that case, that will be considered as a blunder and you won't be allowed for the next drive. Any kind of misbehavior complaint are reported by the company officials. So suppose during your HR round, you are putting up questions which is not ethical or which is not professional. In that case, and if it is reported by HR, in that case also strict actions will be may be taken against you. Any student against whom show cause notice, warning letter has been issued by faculty or any college officials will not be allowed to appear in campus recruitment. So please be very conscious while listening to these points, because these all things will be really applied on you. So these are certain blacklisting policy, applying for company, not appearing for interview, or doing misconduct or misbehavior. Say suppose the virtual interview is going on and you have unmuted yourself, or there is a background disturbance going on in between. So all these also be considered as an offense. All these will be considered as an offense from your side. So now let's come to the eligibility criteria before and after the registration. I hope you will explain, Shireen madam, this slide.
Yes, ma'am. So, with respect to today's meeting, we are currently focusing on the law batches. And as you might be aware, if you are aware with the syllabus of your university, you are supposed to have your internships after you complete your fourth semester, which means that you need to do internships after the after the completion of your fourth semester. So therein, a link will be sent by IIPC to you people when you are in fifth, seventh, and ninth semester, so that you are able to register for the internships. Now, we need to understand that here we are talking about the curriculum that is followed by the university. So we need to be very, on structure in that way, that we are only going to offer you internships which are allowed as per the curriculum and as per the syllabus which is given by the IP university, right? So herein, according to this, the students, they have to register with the IIPC during their fifth, seventh, and ninth semester. Now, this is according to the pattern and curriculum which is given by the syllabus of the IP university. So that is why here it is written only these semesters. So after you reach these particular semesters, IIPC will be active, and it will going to offer you links with respect to internships. And in ninth semester, we are going to focus for placements, because ninth semester students, when they turn up into their 10th semester, they have to undergo an entire semester for their internships. And also, we will be focusing upon the ninth semester for their placement. We will be targeting those particular students who are currently in the ninth semester for the placements things. Okay? But for the fifth, seventh, and ninth semester, we are going to offer you links, or we are going to provide you with the internship opportunities as per the structure which is allowed by the IP university, and also with the guidelines, keeping in consideration the guidelines of IIPC, right? So that is why some people were asking about the registration link. So currently, registration links for various internship opportunities have been circulated to the people who are currently in the ninth semester. Okay? So similarly, when we are going to move ahead, and when the students are going to reach their particular fifth, seventh, and ninth semesters, uh, the pattern will be followed like that. Okay? Because as I told you, we are not going to offer you internships as and when, and as and when the opportunity come, or as and when the students are there. We are only going to follow the pattern which is given by the university as per the curriculum and as per the syllabus which is prescribed by the university. So it is very much, I would say, advised to you that you go through, especially the first years people who are there in the session with us. I would request you to kindly go through your entire curriculum very carefully, and please figure out spot on where you are given the as per the IP university, where you have been allowed to undergo internships. Okay, so we are going to work in that manner. So as and when it is written that after fifth semester, seventh semester, and ninth semester, you have to undergo internship, which means we are going to work, and the IIPC is going to be active in that particular duration, right? So this was the first thing. Okay. Now, if we talk about the next thing, is no backlogs will be considered for placement opportunities. Very much important that you people maintain a good academic record for the placement opportunities. Right now, the next thing is students having any disciplinary cases against them will not be eligible for placement opportunities. It's very much understandable that people who are having a good academic record as well as good records will only be given first preference. And not just speaking about the preference, we are going to be making it a strict rule that people who are having any kind of disciplinary action should not be considered for placement opportunities. Okay, the next thing is student going for higher education or other future plan will not be eligible for placement process. Now, this is something which is very, very important for some students, because as some people who wish to pursue higher studies, they should not sit in the placement registration process, because for the ninth semester students, we are going to circulate a form for particularly for the placements. When they are in the ninth semester, we are going to give them certain kind of placement opportunities as and when they arrive, and in that you would be given certain options, that what are your next plan of action is. Are you going to are you looking for placement opportunities? Are you going for higher education? What all are your areas of interest? So people who are planning to undergo higher education should not sit for the placement process, because obviously that does not make any sense, right? If you're sitting for a placement, which means you need a job, and if you're clear in your mind that you want to go for higher education, it obviously means that you want to pursue your studies, and you are currently not going to join any other organization, firm, or company for that matter. Okay, so these are the points which you people need to understand when you would be given registration links, when you will be given internship opportunities or placement opportunities. These things should be very much clear in your mind, that this is how the IAPC is going to work. This is how is going to be the structure of IAPC, right? So I think all these 4 points, major 4 points, are very much clear to everybody. If you have any question with respect to any of these 4 particular points, you may please write down in the chat box. I hope the questions that have been posted in the chat box have been cleared, and the doubts have been cleared with respect to this particular slides, right? So I think we should move ahead. Swati ma'am, can you unmute your mic, please?
So, okay, thank you, Shiri. Now let's move ahead with the registration process. That is how to draft resume, what is the registration form, and how to what is consent in resume. Now, see, you could so the screen is a bit blurred, but what I want to share is, as I cannot open anybody's resume, what I want to show you is the format of resume, how we need to, what is the updated style of making your resume. So the name needs to come at the top, that is the top left hand side of the corner, plus for the profile for which you are attempting to, your details like your contacts, your email IDs, and everything will be here like this. At the place where you could see my arrow here, you need to have your passport size photo, which is now pretty more important nowadays. Then you can talk about the objective which you want to attain through your career. It's not about what you aspire from this job, but what is your total objective that you need to focus it on here. Then you will be talking about your experiences. Now, experience, because you are the fresher, you will be writing your internship experiences. You are not going, if you have any industry experience, of course you can add it over here, but you will be talking about your, if you don't have any industry experience, you can write about the internship experience, what you have done. And then here we will be coming about that what you have attained in your for example, say suppose you have done your internship in say suppose Times of India as a lead associate. So you must have handled certain cases or certain case studies and have written a content writing on that, which must have been published or which must have been in edition. So what you need to do is, there through that content writing, what was the objective of that case study, that how that particular topic which reached to the editorial board, what was the impact of that, how fact based it was, how could you collect the data, all that findings, objectives will highlight your strategy of working, that is your work alignment. So the interviewer can understand that you know how to align your job properly. Nobody is interested in listening or understanding your family background, your credentials. It is written, they understood that you have got a good academic record. There are more than 100 students who receive above 90%. So writing your academic result is good, but what they want is your practical knowledge. So whatever you have done in your internship, writing that, and then what objective you have attained with that internship is much more important, or it's pretty more important in your resume. Then you can talk about the whatever, like your publications if you have done, or to where under, like under whom you have done your training, what you could learn, all that skills you need to talk about it over here. And then what, how that skills have improved your profile, how that skills had helped you in highlighting your profile. So all that things will become a part of that. Then the course, and see, this was the past format, and this is how we have to make the course and training. What I've told you, software proficiency, if you have any, of course, it is pretty more important. Then your personal skills, if you write, I am a quick learner, or if you write, I am hardworking, you, once it is asked that how can you define that I am a quick learner, you need to have a specific example to tell that how you are a quick learner. Then your achievements and extra curriculum, then your personal profile. And this is something which is one of the most important thing, and which everybody misses, is the declaration, that I hereby declare that whatever the facts I have assigned is correct. So that is of much more important, which you need to understand. Okay, so this will be a format of writing your resume. Okay, so this is how you are going to do that. And after that, okay, just hold on. So now, as you could see the slide, this is how what type of pictures are approved and what type of pictures are rejected. So if you could see it over here, just hold on. I'll go into. Okay, so smiling, head tilted, it is not approved. It shows arrogance. Accepted is that the posture, it is straight, and then this is how it is accepted if you have these type of features. So again, this shows the dullness. This again, it's a fishy smile which you could see on the face. So how the photographs need to be done, this is an example. Now again, so here it is like the person seems to be tired, the person seems to be dull or sad. So this is how the professionally accepted photographs need to be added to your CV. So I hope this frame will make it clear to you. Now, let me open the registration form, which will be shared by IIPC cell. This you can see in your Google form, the name of the student, enrollment number, class and semester, email IDs, contact, and then college support, my placement, internship, both. What do you want from the IIPC? Open to relocate, looking for internship placement, areas of interest, and all those things will be a part of your this thing form. And then let's come to, this is a consent form which you will be submitting to IIPC, that I, son and daughter of so currently pursuing course from Geeta Ratan, I am looking forward for placement in IIPC. I accept all the guidelines. Truly, I truly ensure that my parents are aware of the above mentioned form. So this is a sort of no objection certificate which you need to submit it to the IIPC cell. So as I have told you, the debarred policy we have discussed in detail, that the students, once you apply for an internship and you don't appear, if you applied for more than 13, you remain unplaced, you have accepted the offer but you have not joined, or if there is any disciplinary action taken against you, or if you have providing any false or forged information to the HR or to the college, in that case also you will be debarred. So campus placement procedure is, yes, it is the primary responsibility of the student to check all the updates. Placement process, like all the generally like placement process, all companies generally follow the technical round, HR round, verification of document. So pre-placement talk session is given, eligibility as per the company's requirement, direct interaction with students, with HR or with an associate, and then it is how it is done. So this is how we move ahead with the screening or the selection process of this thing, of the campus placement. So now let's come to the, once you receive a job offer, selected students, you have to join, and if you are joining, you will have to collect your NOC from the IIPC cell after submitting your offer letter, which is a part of a documentation process of IIPC cell. You cannot join any company after accepting the, you cannot leave that company before 3 months. Minimum of 3 months you have to work in that company, and after that you can move ahead with the other company. If a student is offered second job, she must give a letter of regret to the company which offered the first job and letter of acceptance to the second. Say suppose you have appeared for a 3 to 4 companies at a time and you have received offer of 3 companies. Best of luck and congratulations for that. But in any case, if you are rejecting anybody's offer letter, in that case, a regret letter has to be sent to the HR of that particular company along with the collaboration with IIPC cell, because there may be many students who may be joining the company where you are not opting for. Okay. So that is why it is pretty more important to understand that how regret letters should be submitted by those who are not joining the company. Okay. So students, just hold on. So students shall not request any organization to keep an offer pending. Any such request shall be considered as a serious breach of placement norm. Yes, you don't have any right to request to any HR for extending your offer. So that you cannot do. It is not acceptable at the end of the students. All the selected students shall give an undertaking acceptance to that effect as per performer. So placed students either through TPO or otherwise have to inform. Say suppose you are placed from outside. In that case also you will be requiring an NOC. So that needs to be informed to the TPO along with the offer letter so that you can give it to the IIPC cell. Placement of any student is not a claim right. Institute shall provide open platform to all the eligible students as per placement guidelines. Okay, so this is how we do. These are some of the recruitments at IIPC for management. And just hold on. So these are certain campus recruitments which we have done. You can go through this. Shireen madam, I would request you to make them aware about the internship at the for law.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So this is the record, and it's very. I'm very happy to share that some of the firms in these particular internships data that we have, these are something which have been provided by the IIPC. So the also one or the two firms are not even mentioned here, which is somewhere. Yeah, it's mentioned Samanya Law Partners. So we've been, IIPC been in contact with all these firms, and college support has played a major role, which is the IIPC cell. So IIPC cell has also played a major role in providing the students with the internships, provided that the students also do cooperate with equal participation in the IIPC process, right? So this is how it works. So the you can go through all the name of the companies that are there and which have actually participated in the internship processes. Also, lately, I would like to add that IIPC has been active in providing the internship links to the ninth semester students who are currently there. So we've been posting internship links and opportunities to the students who are currently in ninth semester, because we are, as I told you, we are going to focus upon the ninth semester students for the placements as well as the internship part as well. Also, I would like to add that unfortunately, the exams have been rescheduled in the month of January now. Earlier, they were scheduled to take place in December. But because of the examination reason, the interviews of those internships have been or have also been postponed to January or February first week, because we had planned interviews for the various firms as well. So this is how I just want to tell that this is how the IIPC for the law particularly is going to work. This is the pattern that we are going to follow. Ma'am just showed you the slide, we just showed you the slide of this particular registration form. Also, I would like to add that this particular registration form has already been floated with the ninth semester students. If the ninth semester students are currently here, they would relate to it that this particular form has already been shared to them, and this is the criteria. So these are the domains or areas which I would like to tell you, and we would like to make you familiar with that these are the key areas that we put in the form, and there you can opt for anything that you need. For example, we have this needs college support and placement, internship, or both, looking for internship or placement, wherein you can opt that whether you have self support, college support, or you are already pursuing internships. This is the registration form that we float for the students to get registered with the IIPC. So this is a preliminary form that will be floated uh, to all the students who are in their respective classes, in their respective semesters, following the pattern. Then herein you can just opt in uh, what information or what expectations that you have with IIPC, right? So this is the pattern that is going to be followed. This is the DPAR policy, campus placement procedures. After a company arrives to our campus, this is the process that is going to be followed. You will be having a technical interview, then you will be having a HR interview, and then lastly you will be having a verification of documents. So the idea of having this particular orientation day for IIPC with you all is to make you aware that yes, we have a cell in the college that is going to work for your internships and placements. You as a students have to be very participative and collaborate. You have to be very cooperative with the IAPC cell. And as and when we told you that the students, it is the students' responsibility, as I told you, as ma'am also told you, that you have to just be very attentive. You have to just keep checking that as and when the IAPC has floated information, you have to fill in the form, you have to fill in your data, and then so that IAPC can also work very smoothly, right? So I hope all these things are very much clear to you. Again, this is the data that we have received, wherein IAPC has also played a major role for to provide students with certain kind of uh, you know uh, ideas. Now, if you have any question, now we have the question answer round. Whatever questions you have, you can simply post it in the chat box. To avoid any kind of chaos, kindly put text your questions in the chat box, whatever questions you have with respect to anything. Students, you can post your questions in the chat box if you have any.
Yeah, there is one thing which I would like to add is that of course IIPC cell will be working for your internship and placement, but we would really appreciate your initiative if you can generate internship for your colleagues, for your batchmates, or you can generate a link through which we can proceed further. Now that is highly acceptable, and wherein you will be appreciated, and there may be a step ahead we could focus on while developing the IIPC set. Okay, so I would love if you would take initiative on your own end, providing the internship, working on that, getting your articles published, doing blogging or writing blogs. All that things will be something will add to your CV, and it will help us in getting you better opportunities both as an internship and as an placement both. Right. So of course your initiative will be always appreciated, and it is always invited with us. Shri ma'am, Agamjot has a question which we have already answered. Still you can reply.
Yeah, so Agamjot, I just saw your question. So your question is uh, basically from when will we get a chance to go for internships? So from fifth semester. Okay. So first of all, as I told you, I think you are still in your first year. So I recommend you to kindly go through your curriculum very carefully, the syllabus that is there. Go through that very carefully. You would see that in when you are in your fifth semester, seventh semester, and ninth semester, so the university prescribes you a summer internship assessment thing, wherein wherever in the you undergo internships, you would be assessed, which means that when you are in your internship, which is prescribed by the university, you have to prepare an internship report and a case diary. So on that basis, on that those two documents, you are assessed, which means that you would falls a part of your PhD activity, which is a part of your curriculum. So what we are trying to say is that when you are in your fifth semester, seventh semester, and in your ninth semester, the university prescribes you to undergo mandatory internships. So yes, IIPC is going to work in the manner which is prescribed by the university, the curriculum, the syllabus which is prescribed by the university. So yes, after fifth semester you would be assessed, and after seventh semester and after ninth semester you would be assessed. Okay, so this is the criteria, this is the pattern which is followed by the university. So we are going to work, we are going to offer you internship opportunities in that way only. So as you know that we have to follow the pattern of the BCI as well. ठीक है, जहाँ पे we cannot allow the students to undergo internships during their classes time. So keeping that in mind, we would also be structured in that way only, and we are also going to offer you internship opportunities in that way only. Okay, so next question is, does IIPC offer internships in top law firms? Now again, I would like to answer this question in a very straightforward way, wherein we would just say that IIPC is going, it makes no distinction between top law firms and the lower law firms. We are not going to make any distinction with respect to that. We are going to work uh, in a very structured manner, and we are going to focus on good opportunities and good vacancies, I would say, right? So we are going to provide you good opportunities that you can be sure of. We are not going to make any distinction between top law firms or lower law firms,
See,
nothing of that sort.
yeah, in internship, our focus is your learning, your practical knowledge. Okay, so if you may get that practical knowledge in a something which is a startup, or where it's an organized firm. So it's not about your higher firm or lower firm. It's about how you learn and what you learn through your internship, which we need to focus on.
Say that you have interest towards the legal side. I mean,
Yes, right.
you want to teach the law. What happens, after good
Now
years?
there is one more question by Sumita. Will there be online or offline placement interviews? See, it totally depends upon company's requirement. Nowadays, considering the situation, and there are almost all interviews are virtually done. But if the condition improve while you are reaching to your fifth semester, it will be definitely offline interviews.
So a lot of this kind of law is different from the children's what we are talking.
Yes.
Clear, because
So yes, as ma'am said, taking into consideration the current scenario is there, we are going to, keep a check, and we are going to be very, very cautious in that way. We are going to request the firms and companies for virtual interviews only, or, virtual placement interviews only, taking into consideration whatever COVID scenario is there. Okay, so next question is, if we get internship chance, both from IIPC and out of college as well, are we free to take a decision? See, yeah, I think Swati ma'am, you can answer this question.
Yes, you are absolutely free to take your own decision, provided you need to submit the details of the company and your offer letter to IIPC, then you will be allowed for that internship. Okay. Of course, if you could find something on your own, it is very well appreciated and very well invited. But you need to submit your offer letter, which you will receive from the company, and then you can join that internship, getting a NOC from IIPC, sir. But you cannot join internship at the time where the university platform is not offering internship. Okay, that needs to be clear.
Yes, I hope the question is clear. Any other questions, please? Write it in the chat box.
As we are moving ahead with time.
Ma'am, I think we can take 2, 3 more questions.
Okay, then Harshit is having a question.
Okay, so can we do internship before fourth sem? As I already been telling you that the university curriculum prescribes you to undergo internship after your fourth semester. So that means that whatever internships that you are going to do, that is not as per the university prescribed curriculum. Please be very clear about it. And also, I've been telling you that IIPC is going to work only upon the internship opportunities and the structure given by the university. So if you go and do internships before fourth semester, that will not be counted as per your university curriculum structure. That is going to be your own call, right? That is going to be your own call if you do it before fourth semester, and ISPC assistance will not be given before fourth semester. So I hope the line of this particular thing is very clear to you, right? So please, take this to consideration, that you, if you do it and go beyond before fourth semester thing, that is completely going to be your own call. That is going to be your own work, that you have found your internship on your own and you have not received any college assistance for that matter. That is going to be your own call. But we are here to tell you only which is allowed and which is followed by the university pattern, and IAPC is going to follow the university pattern which is there, right?
Just now says, just now says, I mean, you know,
Any other questions, please? You can post it in the chat box.
what percentage would you not specify? So also, you know, if you talk of something that you have got in Prerequisites, you just tell me that what I have
Yes, ma'am. All right. So if we talk about skills which are required for internships in not only just corporate law firms, not just limiting to the corporate law firms or to the litigation firms, the basic skill which is required on the students is the diligence and the sincerity with which you are undergoing any internship. Right. The first thing that you need to is you have to be very sincere and very diligent. And after that, if we talk about the professional skills that are required, first of all, you need to have a little basic knowledge on the various laws. If we talk about corporate law firms specifically, as you have asked the question on corporate law firms, I would suggest that basic knowledge of the company's laws would do for acquiring or grabbing internships in any corporate law firms, right? So I think now I think that this is the I think would be the right answer to your question, that elaborate skills which is required are your diligence, sincerity, and lastly, for corporate law firms, basic knowledge of the corporate laws or Companies Act. So if we get internship in good firm, how much time can we do that? Now see, when an internship is offered to you, that is offered, the minimum time for which you have to undergo internship is offered by the company or the firm itself. Okay, so the company would be prescribing whether it want interns for 2 months or 1 month or 3 months or 4 months. That is completely upon the discretion of the firm or the university, firm or the company which is calling you for the interviews, right? So I think the questions answer, you must have received answers to these questions.
Yes, what is the difference between?
Yeah. So what is the difference between the internships provided in fourth semester, sixth semester, and ninth semester? Uh, there are no difference as such. If you're talking about the difference, there is no difference. There is only similarity, I would say. Then, and the similarity is that it is the prescribed format which is given by the university. You are allowed actually to undergo the internship after you complete your fourth semester and you complete your sixth semester, and you are in your ninth semester. But 10th semester internships are something which is again provided by the university, wherein the 10th semester students have to undergo mandatory internship period. So there is no difference. This is only the pattern. That is why I've been telling you that please go through your syllabus. The things will get clear in your mind when you just go through the syllabus and you go through the curriculum, right? Okay, so Aman Yadav has asked a very, very interesting question, I would say. As you said, internships before fourth semester doesn't count, but doesn't it make our CVs better? Yes, definitely. जितने internships आप करते हो, definitely it make your CVs better. Not only just internships, I would say. Also, if you go on with some add-on courses, that is also going to add on to your CV. We are here as all students, professionals. We are here to add on our CVs. So definitely, it makes your CV. It might be make your CVs better, but here we are not conducting a session on how to make your CVs better. We are conducting a session on orientation on IIPC. Again, the question comes to that point that IIPC is going to follow the pattern given by the university. And as the university allows, we are going to offer you internship opportunities in the structure, in the pattern which is given by the university.
Yes,
Right?
and there was one question from a student that what are the skills we require for a corporate lawyer? Okay, so as say suppose if I am there to appoint you, what are the basic things which I will see in you, that whether you have a developed negotiation skills, that whether you can negotiate or not, whether you are aware of the business awareness or the business knowledge you have or not, then do you have the knowledge of company laws, then legal and business ethics, and of course the contract law, all these things which is a part of your subject or which is a part of your syllabus. So first of all, making yourself aware of all the business laws and the changes going on, plus then again, of course, how negotiation skills work while you are having a clientage dealing or while you are dealing with any corporate. That is pretty more important. And then again, one of the most important thing is business and law ethics that need to be followed. Then only you could be a successful corporate lawyer. So the lawyer, that now that means we study a lot of persuasive speaking skills, we study a lot of negotiation skill, we study a lot of direct conversation and indirect conversation, or active and passive conversation. So all these things are implied in your corporate lawyer skills. So make yourself aware of business ethics, business changes going on, new act, new laws emerging. Then go study the case studies, make yourself aware. Like there has been some very important cases, like Maggie Ban case was there, and there has been n number of cases coming up with the new changes. And then there was a Sabrimala case where there was a major change in law appeared, and the major changes, major decisions taken by judges. So you need to keep yourself aware of all that things if you want to be a successful corporate lawyer, or if you want to be a successful lawyer or an associate or an advocate, whatever it is, make yourself aware. Apart from subjective knowledge, you need to make yourself updated with the changes going on around you. That is it from my side for the skills you require as a corporate lawyer. Any further questions?
So Nikita has asked the question, what's the internship duration for the 10th semester? So the entire 10th semester, Nikita, you have to undergo an internship. Apart from internship, you also have to, and make your dissertation. You have to draft your dissertation. So for the entire 10th semester, you have to undergo your internship. It could be in one firm or it could be in multiple firms as well. But your till the time your in 10 semester duration is the complete time you have to be engaged somewhere, because in the end of your 10th semester you have to prepare two documents, as I told you, which is your internship diary, and the other thing is your internship report for the entire semester. So it is completely upon you whether you want to go in one particular firm, or you want to do it in multiple firms. That is completely your call, right? So that is totally up to you how you have to make your internship report or internship diary.
So
Any other any other
one thing.
question?
All right. Okay. So, I hope everybody is aware of the registration policy, debarred policies, and how you can apply in IIPC, and what will be the procedure, how you need to update your resume, the photographs and everything. So, no queries in that.
Yes, if you have any questions, please ask. Because when I circulated the registration form for the ninth semester students, the major problem that I, as a coordinator, faced was with respect to the photographs. I had asked again and again for the photographs of the students. Uh, so the photograph has to be, very clear. You need to be very clear that how you need to be how you need to submit your photographs, how you need to submit your resumes, how you need to submit your CVs. So I think if you have any questions with respect to that, you can ask it right away in the chat box. We would be very happy to answer that particular questions. So in total, we have 3 internships. So you have to undergo internships according to the pattern and according to the syllabus of the IB University in 3 semesters. I would say, not 3 internships. You can go for 2 3 firms as well in one particular duration. That is completely upon you. You can do internships at multiple firms as well, but you have to undergo internships as per the prescribed curriculum for 3 semesters, right?
Okay. And there was like one question that generally it's not about corporate lawyer. What are the basic skills which any legal professional would look while hiring you? It's not only about corporate, the basic skills when we talk about for hiring is first, of course, the communication. Why? Because we need to have an established legal career. We need to be a very good communicator. It's you speak, how you speak, you earn. Okay, so if you want to earn well, you need to speak well in this profession, especially. Then the second thing is analysis. Now, how beautifully you have developed your analytical skills, how you could analyze the situation psychologically, studying the body language, studying the non-verbal aspects of the clientage you are dealing with, and also with an excellent command over the persuasive speaking skill. So that is again one of the most important aspect which any legal professional will look on. Then how better you do research in any case studies, like from where you have extracted your data, whether the source is correct or not, or correct means whether the source is authentic or not, and how well you can justify the data you have researched, and how you could connect it with the content you are talking about. Then, of course, technical proficiency is nowadays much more important. You need to know how to handle Microsoft Office, Word, and everything, because everything now moves on in this only. So you should know what are net etiquettes, how to draft and proper yeah, professional email. You should know how to handle Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and all, because you need to work over there. Of course, legal knowledge. Your best professional depends upon the degree from which you have gained and how you have been stayed top in your moot courts, or whatever the decisions or whatever the events which has taken place, and how you have dealt with that. And then, of course, the organizational aspects, that is your the internship which you have done in the law firms or the corporate legal documents, and your knowledge in that. Finally, how motivational you are. Motivation doesn't mean you have to become any speaker and you have to motivate people. Means how can you motivate your clients on your own ground where you want to do negotiation. So again, motivational and negotiational skill, and of course how you deal with your customers or with your clients. This is one of the most important thing. If you cannot deal with your clients or customers properly, you are not going to be a successful lawyer. Okay, so communication, negotiation, analysis, research, and of course your subjective knowledge, these are the basic skills which any corporate or any professional will look on as an associate. So you need to focus on that apart from your subjective knowledge. I hope now the concept is clear to all of you, that how you need to develop your skills. So for that, you can start writing, you can get your articles published, you can do blogging, make yourself make yourself popular in the sense that your works should speak. It's not about making yourself popular in negative sense, means the work you do, it should speak. So that is pretty more important if you want to groom yourself for a proper career.
Yes. Also, I two queries are there which I would just like to tell, wherein some of the ninth semester students couldn't register when the form was circulated. So I would like to tell that the form was circulated many times through the class year. So I need to tell all the students who are present here, please be very much attentive when the forms are circulated to you, because the forms are circulated twice or even thrice. So you have to play some due diligence on your part as well. Please be very active. There is a team channel for specifically which has been made for the ninth semester student who are who have registered with the IIPC. So, what my request to you all is, please be very attentive whenever, as and when the forms are circulated. Please be very vigilant and fill the forms, because there are always time constraints and always deadlines which are attached. Okay? So please be very careful when you fill up the forms. And yes, definitely IIPC is also always going to be there, and specifically the orientation session has been conducted so that to make all of you aware of this IIPC cell which is there in your college. And definitely the people who are currently in the first semester, when they would reach or complete their 4 semesters, they would be having a lot of queries. So definitely IIPC is going to be there and is also always going to help you with respect to your queries of internships, placement, and whatsoever. Our request to you is only to be very, very attentive, cooperative, and play some due diligence on your part, right? So this is our request is, and as if the question comes that it's not possible to maintain a virtual internship case diary in a virtual internship, so that is not the case. People who are currently who were in the fifth semester, because of the COVID scenario, they had to undergo virtual internships. But then also they have, some people who have undergone virtual internships, they have, successfully completed their internship reports and case diaries. So I can see the people who were there in fifth semester, who are currently also there in the fifth semester. So you don't have to worry about it. अगर आप internship virtual internship भी करते हो, you can very well very successfully create and draft your virtual internship reports as well. So that is not something to be uh, scared of. You can definitely complete your internship processes virtually as well. Okay. Any other question? We can answer the one or two questions till we begin with another session. All of you are requested to stay in another session. We have another session which is a pre-placement talk. And this pre-placement talk has been specifically organized for all of you people, and especially for the people who are very much interested in corporate world, right? So we have a very special chief guest who would be like joining us in soon, very soon. So he will throw some light upon this law, the connection between law and corporate world. So you all are requested from our end to keep uh, be here, keep seated in the session. He would be joining very soon, and we would first start with his introduction part, and then we would be like hearing few words from him, right? So all your queries are can be answered in that particular thing.
Samarth want to say something. Ma'am, I want to speak something regarding this. Can I? Samarth, currently you can write on chat box because we are not open to that. We can discuss in personal in IIPC cell. You can approach us over there. If you want to ask something, you can write it over there in chat box.
Yeah. Any other question? Ninth semester, who all are present here? First semester students specifically. Any other questions? We still have few minutes to answer that particular question before we start with the second session. So, yeah, Taranjit has asked the question that we are interested for government sector. So, what is the way we have to opt for cross-campus placement or not? See, I would like to answer this question this way that if you have made up your mind that you would be entering into the corporate sector and you have various resources for that, you are definitely open for that. IAPC is going to provide you assistance and support wherein to students who are actually in the need of something, to students who are actually very serious about campus placements. So before registering into IIPC, the first foremost thing that you have to take care of is that you are, you have a clear mind that you would be like very much interested and very serious, and if an offer comes to you, you would definitely would like to go ahead and take it and not reject it at a later stage. So that is the whole idea. If you have something in your mind which is very clear that you would be qualifying for it, or you would be like you are preparing for it, then definitely you should not engage in the campus placements for that particular time. But yes, if you are very clear that you wish and you are very clear in your head that you want to go for campus placements, you want to participate in the campus placements and the procedures, then you should fill the form. Ideally, this should be done. Your clarity of mind should be very much clear while you fill the registrations form for IIPC. Because IIPC is an assistance which we are offering to the students who are actually very much serious about it, right? So clarity of mind is very much important, and this is the initial stage. So you must be very clear that you are going to what you are going to do further when you have enrolled in a law program, right? Ideally this should be the case, and ideally you should work in that particular manner, right? I hope I have answered that particular question.
And I suppose Samarth has some urgency. I don't know why, but please ask him to write his question in chat box.
Yes, Samarth, it is very much advised that you please write whatever queries you have in the chat box, like all of us. Please, all of you are requested to kindly keep your mics muted. Okay, so students, our chief guest is joining in. Swati ma'am, can you stop presenting the slide, please? Mridul, I hope you are ready. Mridul or Priya, with the presentation part, kindly switch on your cameras. I'm letting sir
Yes.
in kindly. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let sir let in. Just wait for a moment.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. So may I start with the introduction part?
Yes, you can start.
Now continuing with the session, I'm profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our chief guest here, Avinash Gupta, to address the gathering on the topic law and corporate world. Avinash sir has graduated from Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi University, and he was designated as the best student of the college. He has also secured a position in the merit list of the CA final stage. He has been elected to NIRC of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for the period of 2019 to 2022. He has delivered more than 1,500 lectures at national and international level. He is a visiting faculty member at National Academy of Direct Taxes, Nagpur, Sri Ram College of Commerce, DTRTI's ICAI, ICSI, and Management Institute. He has won many laurels during school, college, and CA student life. Sir, it is an honorable moment for our college to have your prestigious presence in today's event. We all are truly inspired by your deeds. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyaji.
Welcome.
Thank you, first of all, for inviting me and doing a session in Jindal International School with DLSA North. So what I have been told is that it is a pre-placement talk, and students are more inclined to know more about law and corporate world. So I do not know what to speak as such about the topic law and corporate world. I suggest that if we can have an both way interaction, whereby if you can ask questions from me, so that will be great for my side. Apart from that, what I can say that in this law and corporate, if you see, so law is one and corporate is one. I don't know whether to mix both of them or not. But being a management institute for all of you, so you can focus more on corporate world. So corporate, as the name suggests, is dealing about the big companies who are practicing working in various parts of the country and in various fields. As far as Institute of Chartered Accountants are concerned, so I just want to give a brief about what we are doing and how we are attached with this corporate world, which may be of a good knowledge source for all of you. Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is basically an institution which is created under in the Act of the Parliament, and it was established way before our Constitution is being adopted. So it is 1st of July 1949. So we are the regulator of the chartered accountancy profession in the country. We are the only institute who produce chartered accountants, and we are only institute who regulates them as well. Every corporate, every company, every good individual having business, they need to get their accounts audited from a chartered accountant. Generally, it's a practicing chartered accountant, rather I say. So what happened in that, the moment it is being audited and signed by a CA, that comes with the assurance kind of a stuff that the financial statements are true and correct. So those of you who are doing their business graduation in finance, and if you would like to join the finance as a finance managers, as a CFOs, etc., so you need to deal with us in your day in day out basis, either as a part of the auditors, as a part of the internal auditors, as a part of consultants, or maybe tax consultant, etc., etc. And those who want to run their own show, their own business, they want to, if they want to do a startup, or if you want to open up some corporate of yourself, then also you need to go and consult a finance professional. Typically a chartered accountant, we will help as a chartered accountant is a profession to set up a company, to run a company, to maintain and do all the compliances, etc. So this is how, if one of you want to start their own ventures, then yes, you require our support and help. Now if you are going into marketing side, and if you are dealing with the operations of the company, then yes, there would be less amount of interaction with us. But still, if you are working with the government, getting some funds from the government and other things, then yes, in those cases also you need and support from our side. Now the question is that if you are doing a startup, or if you are thinking to start a new venture, then what are the things that you should keep in mind? So for that, one thing what is required is money. So you may end up asking your parents, your friends, your relative to give you some kind of a money which we generally call as a seed capital. So with this, you may start up your venture and then you can grow it over. The moment you start growing, or if you are joining an existing company, then also what you need is you need to have resources whereby you need to pull in money for expansion of the business, etc., etc. So money is very important. And if you have adequate amount of money, then you have to manage the money, which is typically the treasury function of any corporate. So there are many cash surplus companies, or there are many companies who have requirement of working capital. There are companies who have idle funds available for some time. Then as an manager, you need to invest that money, keeping that horizon, whether it is a short term, 2 days, 3 days, or 15 days, 1 month, 1 year, etc., etc. So how you will invest that money is also an important part of the corporate function, what you do in your day-to-day life once you join a practical business. So all these things are also important in your career when we go and talk about how you can be an effective manager. In all this, one thing is very important, which generally the finance managers are lacking or they do not consider. That thing is called tax. So for each and every decision what you are taking, so there is a tax implication in that, whether there is a direct tax implication or an indirect tax implication. So just give you a few examples. So you have two sources to invest the money. One is you can invest the money in a typical fixed deposit product, and you can also invest the idle money available to you in a debt fund, or let's say in a equity oriented mutual fund. Assuming that both the resources are giving you the same returns, which one you prefer and why? So can somebody answer me this query? Anybody? So let's say I have 1 crore rupees in hand. So first option is to invest this money into a fixed deposit, maybe let's say for 6 months, and I will be earning a return of 6% per annum. And I have also option to invest this money into a mutual fund, and I will also get 6% return at the end of 6 months on this mutual fund also. So which one, you are the decision maker. So which one you prefer and why? Can somebody? Yes, yes, Ankur. Ankur, please
So
unmute and
as we are freshers, so as we are
Yeah.
freshers and we are young and we don't have any family to look after, we are independent right now. So I can say that we are at a stage that we can take a risk because we are not currently looking after for our families. We are on our own. So I will say that we can go for the share market because high risk, high returns.
no, I'm not saying it is your money. What I am saying is that you have been employed by a corporate, and that in that corporate you are working in a treasury department. Now as a finance manager of that heading this treasury, or a person who is involved in doing the investment for the corporate, not your individual savings, what I am saying, I'm saying from that perspective, which one you prefer, whether you will prefer to invest in the mutual fund or in FD, assuming the return is same, assuming the risk is also same. Both are giving you 6% return over a period of 6 months. So which one you invest? Now I'm saying everything is constant. The only thing is, one is called a fixed deposit, another is called a mutual fund. Return is same. There is no risk. Risk is also same. Everything is same. Now you should choose one option. Whether I will say, okay, I will go for fixed deposit because of XYZ reason, or another will say that I will choose mutual fund because of XYZ reason. So I am asking you as a manager, which one you prefer and why? Yes, Priya, do you want to say something in this? What I am giving you is a real time situation. And if I would be an person who will interviewing any one of you, I may ask this question in the interview also.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So we will invest in mutual funds as we can broke the money and get the money back anytime in the 6 months.
Okay. So FD also you can broke in immediately.
But sir, in this compound interest will be affected.
Okay. Okay. Agreed. So this is one factor that in case of fixed deposit, if you premature it, then yes, there would be certain loss of interest. But yes, in mutual fund, there may be loss, there may not be loss. Any other reason?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in mutual funds or ETFs or debt funds, the power of compounding comes in and plays a very vital role in our investments.
Hmm.
So I think ETFs or mutual funds or debt funds are a better option than FDs,
Okay.
as FDs doesn't give us uh, any further chance to improve our investments.
Uh, Okay. I think you have misinterpreted all the things. What I said, everything is same. Return is same, investment is same, risk is same. Now I have just told you that tax is a very big decision. If you invest your money in FDs, then whatever interest you earn will attract 30% tax. But you invest in mutual fund, assuming same return, same risk, everything, the tax on mutual fund is only 15%. So without doing anything, without assuming any further risk, without getting into any problem, you are simply investing your resources or the company's resource from instead of fixed deposit into a mutual fund, provided both are same, and you end up saving 15% of your returns. So if your returns is 6%, assuming both in both the cases, that in case of effective return coming to a fixed deposit is 6% minus 30%, it is coming to be 4.8%. However, in case of a mutual fund, it is 6% minus 15% tax rate, which is 0.9%. Then it will be 5.1%. So in a shorter run of 6 months only, if you diversify yourself, keeping your tax law in mind, then of course, with the same returns, you can give better results to the management vis-a-vis to others. So that's the simple answer to this question. You get it? What I said? Hello,
Yes,
friends.
yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me give you another question. So, for example, you want to hire a consultant or you want to hire a consulting company in your organization. So you are all finance managers. Now in this company, you have two options. First option is that there is an Indian company who provide this kind of consultancy, and this Indian company says that my cost of providing consultancy is 1,10,000 plus applicable GST, applicable taxes, whatever he is charges at the rate of 18%. So that is the actual price that he charges. Then you do an international research also. There is a company abroad who provide the similar kind of a consultancy, assuming the quality of services is also same. But they said that the rate of the price for which they will provide you this consultancy is 1,15,000 without any GST. Because on a company registered abroad, when they raise bill, they will not pay any GST. So Indian company says 1,10,000 plus 18% GST, or let me simplify it, 1 lakh plus 18% GST coming to be 1,18,000. The foreign company says that I will provide you the same services at 1,10,000 rupees. Which one you prefer and why? Yes. Another question what I have asked in one of the interview panels. So I'm just taking all those things which will help you in your placement. So that's why I'm asking these things. Yes, friends, can somebody tell me? Anybody? No one? So you all are what, first year students or second year students?
Sir, we have a mixture of all semesters, starting from first semester to ninth semester.
Ninth semester. Oh, so
We
means
have a
it,
combination from first to ninth. All are there.
so it is a
Open for all.
5-year program.
Yes, sir. 5-year program.
Okay, it is a 5-year. So it is called a what, MBA?
No. They are into BLLB and BLLB program.
Okay, BLLB. Okay. So this is also, these are all real time problems. I think I misconception it. I thought it is an MBA program. So it is a BALLB. So it is more of,
BLLB and BBLLB. Yes.
yeah. So it is more of a legal side that that I think we need to talk rather than more on business side.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me share few things about the BALLB program. So if any one of you have any questions relating to the role of a advocate or role of a BALLB person in a corporate world, any question relating to that? What is, let me ask you this question. What are the prerequisites for a valid contract?
So free consent.
Okay.
Lawful object,
Lawful consideration.
valid
Okay.
consent.
Okay. And
Means
very good.
promise of promising and then you
Sir,
have valid
both parties should be
consideration.
of sound mind.
Okay.
At least two parties.
Actual necessity of
Very
both the
good.
parties.
Sorry.
Contractual
Both
capacity.
parties
Offer and
should be
acceptance.
completed.
Okay. Whether payment of
Both the
stamp
parties.
duty is important?
So consideration is important.
Obviously, consideration is important. So whether payment of stamp duty is also important?
Yes, sir.
So that all depends on the Stamps Act of the state. So if the Stamps Act said yes, then of course yes. Otherwise, no. Now let me ask you one more question. If somebody have imported goods and the exporter in the other country says that he will deliver the goods at your doorstep or at your factory gate, so where the sale took place?
Please repeat the question.
So an exporter, let's say Apple USA, you have ordered an Apple laptop. So Apple USA have sent a laptop at your doorstep. Now where the sale took place legally?
Sir, it was a form of an online contract because the sale took in an online way because the person living in India ordered from US. So ultimately, all the agreements and all the payments should be done in an online mode.
That's agree, but where the sale took place? Where? Because why I am saying this? So suppose this laptop have some fault. Now you are asking company to rectify it, but the company is not ready. So where you will sue the company? Whether you can sue the company in India or you can sue the company only in USA.
You can sue the country in both countries, sir.
Why? Okay, let me change this. Scenario 1, you go to USA, buy a laptop and come back. In that laptop, there is a problem and you requested the company, but company denied. Case 2, scenario 2, that you have ordered the laptop online and company sent this laptop at your doorstep. There is a fault in the laptop. You ask the company to rectify, company denied. Whether do you feel that there is any change in the circumstances or you can sue the company in India in both the cases?
No, sir,
Sir,
not
in
in
the
the first
first,
case.
yes, sir, it was in the first case, since you have traveled to the USA, the sale of good has initiative has been completed in the jurisdiction of USA, so you can only sue the company there. But if you are doing an online if you're doing an online transaction, then we have to follow the terms and conditions which has already been accepted by us on the online platform. If it allows you to sue the company only where the company is based, then that will be applicable. If none of the if none of the provisions has been mentioned where the company can be sued, then only we can sue that company in India in the second case. Like if none of the provision in the online transaction has been made related to the jurisdiction part. Thank you.
Any
Yes,
other
so
view? Yeah,
so
please.
because if there is no provision relating to jurisdiction in the agreement or sale done in an online mode, then in that case we can sue in India, because ultimately Apple is an international brand, and it also has an India head over here, so we can sue its India head for the fault in a laptop.
Any other view? Any other view? So for this, what is important is we have an act called Sales of Goods Act. Is there anybody who have read this act? Any person? Friends, make the session more interactive rather than a one way. Anybody who have read Sales of Goods Act?
Yes, sir. We all have.
So what happened in this Sales of Goods Act? What is important is the place of sale, where the sale took place. In the first scenario, when you went to USA, bought a laptop there, then the sale took place there itself. Then how we say where the sale took place? The Sales of Goods Act says wherever and whenever the property in goods, the risk and rewards of the goods is being transferred, that is a place where sale took place. In the first scenario, you went to USA, taken the laptop, the goods property in the laptop, and risk and rewards of that laptop is being transferred on a foreign land, which is United States of America. As per Sales of Goods Act, the jurisdiction lies with the United States of America unless a contract specifically provides otherwise. So it might be possible that at the time of buying of that laptop, you have entered into a agreement with the Apple saying that it will give you an international warranty. If it is an international warranty, you can say that I am stays in India, so that warranty is also applicable in India. If it is the case, then yes, in the first case also, you can sue the company in India, because the company have promised you to provide you this warranty in India as well. Otherwise, it will be only in USA, not in India or any other jurisdiction. In the second case, if you see, the company delivered the laptop at your doorstep. So the risk and rewards of the goods and the property in goods is transferred in India at your doorstep. If it is so, then in that scenario, the risk and reward is transferred here, the sale took place here, then it automatically gives rise to the jurisdiction, which is India, that you can sue the company in India based on that sale definition. Then there is no need to have any express agreement or not, but you can do it. So unless you have specifically agreed for a third jurisdiction, then it is different case. Otherwise, in the normal scenario, this is the case. So while working in a corporate world, this is very important that these small things comes in a routine life. Okay, this contractor have not performed, this contract is not being fulfilled, this condition is being violated. Then what are the next step? That what should be done, and specifically for vetting of various agreements, vetting of various contracts, what a company will do. Your advice is very important in relation to these small matters like jurisdiction, consideration, how the registered or not. or simply notarization is enough, etc., etc. So these are all questions that you need to answer on your daily basis. So that's very, very important once you get into a corporate world, or once you get into a big corporate as a legal head or as a part of the legal team. Those who are into BBA stream, so if you are joining the company in a marketing department or a finance department or operations department, then also you need to answer all these small queries relating to. For important step is the compliance. So you should know what are the laws, legal provisions applicable to the company, and those things has to be complied with either by the legal department or the respective department. If there is a compliance department, then compliance has to do. If there is an operation, then operations has to do. So this is how the things move in the corporate world, as far as this compliances are concerned. So that's my way of talking to you over this particular topic. If any one of you have any specific question, so I can answer that particular part. So any student?
Students, if you have any question, you can ask it to sir. You can address your questions to sir.
Sir, since you mentioned the compliance laws, so can you please throw some light on what other skills should corporate lawyer have? So you are on mute.
Now you can hear me?
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
So as a corporate lawyer, what is important for you is to develop an interpersonal skills, or rather what I can say as soft skills. So in a corporate law, whether you belong from a legal department or you belong from a finance department or marketing department, all are equal, and everybody is important and part of the team, and the company will grow when all the department works together. For getting the information from a particular department or to understand the implication of that particular department, the corporate lawyer has to have very, very good interpersonal and soft skills to understand. He should be a good listener first, and he should be having a great presence of mind, because many times in a corporate, the legal team is being incorporated in various negotiation and various decision making. So let's say there is some decision is going on, whether to sell a plant or not, whether to buy this land or not. Then there are many times that they ask the legal team, do you have any objection, or you want to have any feedback or input? So the corporate lawyer has to be so much vigilant that he immediately interject in between. May not be 100% sure about the transaction, but yes, if there is something which he can add on from a legal perspective. So for example, there are many laws, so there may be a decision which may be contravention of some law. So who will tell the management, who will tell the CEO, who will tell the person who are taking the decision? It is the corporate lawyer's responsibility that he should tell the management that this decision is in contravention of such and such law. So please keep this thing in mind. So that is one which is important. So I said he should be a good in having interpersonal skill. He should have great presence of mind. Knowledge of law is of course very important, that a corporate lawyer should have. Fourth, I think what is important is that he regularly should spread legal awareness among the company. So every time the corporate lawyer should not say that this is not permissible, this is not permissible. He should take and step forward to tell the concerned people. So for example, when he talking to a factory manager, then he has to tell him what are the factory laws and laws applicable to the laborers. But when he talks to a R&D people, or when he talks to a person or department which are more into doing some kind of research and development, then he should make them aware about the IPR related issues. When it went to marketing or maybe warehousing, then he has to talk to them. What are the laws applicable for duplicacy, etc., etc. So likewise, a corporate lawyer has to manage and not only wait for his turn, but he can also educate the senior management and other management teams. He can keep spreading good legal knowledge about the themes. So if the person is in that role, then his contribution towards the growth of the corporate is being recognized by the management, by the senior management, and he will grow better in his corporate career. So that's what I personally feel when I was in Procter and Gamble. So our legal person is used to do this, and he has been elevated very fast on this particular part. I hope I have answered your query.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other question?
Sir, I know I'm taking this a bit off topic, but the question you asked us earlier about the foreign company and Indian company of a consultancy, can you please answer that, as I was eager to know the answer of that.
Okay. So what happened is, this is very common decision one has to do in the corporate life, is whether to import it domestic, whether to import from a foreign country or whether to procure domestically, whether it is goods or services. Both are important for a corporate standpoint. So many times the rates are different. Many times in a real world, the quality is also different. But if we say that most of them are equal, the rate is equal, the quality is equal, then what we have to see is how much is the cost to the company, in which scenario the company is making maximum profit. So if we see in scenario one, when he is buying it from or procuring the services domestically, the cost to the company is 1 lakh rupees plus 18,000 GST. It will be 1 lakh 18,000. So that's the cost to the company. But when we buy it from outside India, or when we import services from outside India, the cost to the company is 1 lakh 10,000 to be paid to the that consultant or to the service provider or a goods provider. Then in that case, if it is a case of goods, then we have to add the custom duties and other taxes that is applicable in case of importing of goods. Or if it is in case of services, then in services also, under the GST law, we have to see whether GST is applicable on that particular service or not. In few cases, yes, it is applicable, or in most of the cases, it is applicable. In few services, it is not applicable. If the GST is also applicable, then the cost to the company becomes 1 lakh 10,000 plus GST. So which will come around somewhere around 1 lakh 29,000 or so. So then we have to compare 1 lakh 29,000 vis-a-vis 1 lakh 18,000. So whichever is more beneficial, that we have to take. If there is no GST on that particular service, on an import of services, then in that case the cost to the company is only 1 lakh 10,000, vis-a-vis if they procure domestically, it will be 1 lakh 18,000. So of course imported one is preferred, or imported is cheaper to the company, hence we can import it. So that all depends on the case to case scenario, but one has to take a decision which one to go and why.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can I ask a question, please?
Please.
Yes, sir. So my question is that how important do you think is it for us, the law students, to know about the management subjects to survive in a corporate world, and how do you suggest us to be more aware about these subjects or these terms that are constantly used in a corporate world?
Madam, I personally believe that if you want to work in corporate, then you should get the knowledge of the management. What happened in a corporate, what I have seen in the corporate world, so there are people who are very, very good in their technical subject. So whether it is engineer, so there are many engineers who are very, very good engineers, mechanical engineers, managing the plant perfectly. There are there are marketing students or marketing people who are computer IT engineers, etc. They make the advertisement, they run the campaign very well. There are lawyers who heading the legal department. There are chartered accountants who are heading their finance department, but they never become the CEO. Why they never become the CEO? Because they lack management skills. So if any one of you want to work in a corporate world and remain in the legal side only, then management skills are not that important. It is only over a period of time you learn how to manage things. But if anyone you want to go and become the CEOs of the companies, become the directors of the company, then you require management skills. Normally what people used to do is they work for 2 years or 3 years in a company, and either they go for an executive MBA program, or they do go for a regular MBA program, or many people do a correspondence MBA programs as well to sharpen their management skills. In a corporate world, management is very important, and without management you cannot work. So for example, if you want to work in a court, whether it is a district court or a high court or a supreme court, court craftsmanship is the most important part, because you know the law, you have a very good case, but you do not have a court craftsmanship. So in the court of law, if you go there, address the lordship with arrogance, no judge will give you a favorable judgment. He will kick you out, because what is important in the court is a court craftsmanship, that even if you are weak, even if you are strong, but there is a certain sets of what I can say, certain skills which is required. And that's why in the legal program also you have a apprenticeship program where you need to work with a lawyer first to learn these things. So similarly in a corporate world also, if you see your career, a long-term career in a corporate world, then according to me, management skills needs to be obtained either by working, by observing, or by having some kind of a formal degree course or program course or diploma course in that.
Thank
If
you,
you
sir. Thank you for such an elaborative answer.
Okay, any other question? Any student who want to ask any other questions?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, as we all are aware of the preconceived notion that BBLB students are preferred over BLLB students, I was hoping to understand from you firsthand.
Sorry, can you ask?
As we all are aware of the sure. As we all are aware of the preconceived notion that BBLLB students are preferred over the BLLB students in the corporate world, I was hoping to understand it from you firsthand, as you have gained so much experience in the corporate world. That is there any specific advantage for BBLB students in the corporate world? Obviously, you get the management skills and all.
Actually, in a corporate world, like, you have to understand first the role of an advocate. So there are role of an advocate. So there are 3 or 4 kinds of advocate. There are first kind of an advocate who goes to the court every day, and only their main role is to present the case in the court. So you heard about all these senior advocates. So they are only the front runners. They are the face of the client. So these are first category of people who are always renowned and got for the corporate, for the representing the case in the court of law. Then there are second type of advocates who are very good in drafting, but they may not be good in presentation. So these are people who work in the law offices, who work independently also, prepare the drafts, prepare the writs, prepare the replies, and give it to others to represent. Likewise, in the law firms also, or in the corporate also, so the main role of a advocate in a corporate is to provide adequate legal advice. May not be 100%. For this, they may hire a practicing advocate in the company who will advise them in detail. But as a legal head in a corporate world, or as a part of the legal team of a corporate in a corporate world, what you need to balance and manage. That is what it is important in a corporate world. So the BBA students, when they come out from their courses, so they have a basic idea about the managerial skills and manager, at least the theoretical idea. So I personally do not feel that BBA students or BBA LLB students are preferred over BA LLB students. But yes, what I can say, both the people have certain differences. So maybe BA LLB students are preferred by law firms to come directly into practice, or BBA LLB students may be preferred for a corporate, just because of a simple reason that the BBA LLB students have better management skills than BA, but BA LLB students have better legal skills than BBA LLB students also. So we should see a vice versa case also. I believe that that's the main reason why students at the time of joining the course, they join the course according to their preference. So BBA LLB are people who want to be more on the corporate side. That's why they choose that BBA LLB. So, but as such, I personally don't feel that there is a full-fledged demarcation in that particular area. But yes, as a company, if I am a owner of a company, I may prefer BBA LLB student, because they have at least theoretical knowledge about the management rather than the practical part.
Thank you so much, sir. That's very well explained.
Any other question?
I guess there are no questions, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time from your busy schedule to grace the occasion today. We had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely encourage us in our future events. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you. Thank you, DLSA North, also for the invitation, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.
And now, sir, I would like to invite Dr. Shivangi Sharma ma'am for a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mridul. Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Avinash Gupta ji, the chairman of the institute. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and giving such a wonderful, insightful lecture, which was very informative for our students. And this lecture actually given a good idea about like how interdisciplinary studies are so important in this legal domain. And we are really grateful and thankful to you, sir, that you have given very descriptive answers to the queries and the quest which the students have. And I've been hearing all your lecture throughout, and was very happy to hear that students are satisfied and they are getting the answers to their questions from such a renowned and such a highly professional personality. And we are really grateful to have you, sir, on this platform. And we'll hope to be in association with you for a long terms, and so that our students get the apt guidance from you, sir. And we are really thankful to DLSA for giving us and bridging this gap and helping IIPC of Center for Legal Studies to maintain this and balance the industry and the real theory world together, so that students get the best thing in the market and the industry with all these expert lectures. Thank you so much, Avinash Gupta ji, for being here and addressing our students.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the nice and kind words.
Thank you, sir.
All the best, students, for your bright future.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, students, for joining and getting a good idea about your careers in this IIPC program. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, students. I hope all of the first year students specifically, they must have filled the feedback forms for your attendance. If not, kindly do fill it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mridul and Priya, for your
Thank you.
time and anchoring. Thank you so much. Thank you, students. You may leave the session now.